My name is Lee Baumann, and I'm speaking on the spiritual and supernatural elements of quantum physics for the non-scientist, God and light. In past presentations, I have spoken on the characteristics of light and how, in physical terms, they are often compared to traits that we normally use to describe God. These include the three omnis of omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence, and the fourth trait, consciousness. What particularly surprised me as I was doing my initial research into physical light was how not only is light one of the main features used to describe guiding spirits, Jesus, and God in the near-death experience, but how every major religion across our planet also describes God in terms of light. In the next several slides, I will examine each religion by religion to see how each exemplifies this feature. We will start by looking at the New Testament as well as the Book of Mormon, where Christ is well known as describing himself as the light of the world. In the Old Testament or Hebrew Bible, we see commonly passages which refer to God, such as that in Psalms where he is clothed with light. In the Jewish Kabbalah, the Kabbalist describes the bright light of wisdom and the light of Ein Sof. In the Quran, the Muslim sacred text, Allah is the light of the heavens and the earth. In the Hindu Bhagavad Gita, God is the light in the moon and sun. In the Upanishads, God is the light of lights. In the Buddhist Book of the Dead, he represents the clear light of pure reality. In Sikh sacred texts, the Sikhs believe that one's light merges into the supreme light. Even in Chinese traditional texts, such as the Tao Te Ching, he who uses well his light reverts back to its source so bright. When we reach the Spiritist religions, we have examples such as the clairvoyant Edgar Cayce, who followed a beam of light to the omniscient realm to complete his readings. There are even African tribal tales describing their god or gods as shining bright as the sun. In other ancient religions such as the Egyptians, Mayans, Aztecs, Incas, and even some Native American tribes, their literature describes how they all worshipped the radiance of the sun. You may ask, if God truly is light, how is it that God has appeared so differently before so many different cultures throughout our ancient history? Well, the answer is not as difficult as one might believe. We know that quantum physics defines physical light as existing outside of time. Hence, light, similar to our perceptions of God, is extra-dimensional. If we look at a tale known as Flatland, created by Edwin Abbott back in 1884, we see how he developed a story of two-dimensional inhabitants of a two-dimensional world known as Flatland. Think of Flatland, if you will, as comic book characters on the funny page of your local newspaper. To Flatlanders, we as three-dimensional humans would be extra-dimensional. This figure represents how a three-dimensional human poking his or her fingers through their two-dimensional world might be perceived. In this particular instance, our two fingers are perceived as two orange circles in the realm of Flatland. If we then further extended our arm the two fingers would transition into a larger oval-shaped circle which would represent our arm. If we instead placed our foot into the realm of Flatland, now Flatlanders would see 5 small ovals representing our toes and perhaps a 6th larger oval representing our heel. Our head, again, with our protruding ears, nose, and chin, would all appear different to the Flatlanders as compared to other parts of our human body. In conclusion, a Flatlander might well describe humans quite differently depending on what part of the human anatomy had intersected with their two-dimensional world. I would propose that the same is true for an extra-dimensional God. Each time God has interceded within our four-dimensional world, including the fourth dimension of time, God would have appeared completely different. Thus we would have an extra-dimensional God always being described with the similar terms and descriptors of light, but yet so seemingly different. Are God and light the same, or are the two just intimately related? You be the judge. Thank you.